And therefore, if you are willing to kiss the ring, then he's willing to probably give you money and turn you to Ajele, anywhere you want to be, from the north to the east to the west. You see a lot of those criminal politicians, miling around them in the dark, even in the open, just for money. But yet they know who he is. They do. But when they have that power, that's another thing. I call them little men, men of men of the law. The only thing they have is the ill-gotten wealth, ill-gotten power. The ill-gotten power makes them feel so vulnerable that they all have a very, very soft kind of like, thin skins that you can easily get under their skins so easily that before you know it, they will order their police or their DSS or what have you to track you down, lock you up, torture you, and make you beg them. Like beg them. You need to beg me. You know that kind of thing? Like, I have the power. I have the power to make you disappear. Little men, low lives, but in the corridors of power. So that is why Ribadumb, despite all the public evidence of all his utterances against this druggie, this kleptomaniac, treasury looter, certificate forger, right? They will all be there to now say, no, I didn't say that. No, I didn't mean that. Because they are shameless. The other day we were talking about people being like, changing their mind. There is difference between having an opinion about someone and having some factual established criminal tendencies about someone, which possibly could influence your opinion about someone, right? So if your opinion about somebody is going to change, then that means there are some other facts that must have changed. But if the facts about this person hasn't changed, but your opinion has changed about them, then check your own integrity, check yourselves. I mean, if you have shame, you say something is so wrong today, and tomorrow you are in bed, sharing a chicken together, and you begin to say, well, if by money, that was the time I was not aware. Now you are aware. You are aware that this criminal call, maybe the reason why you probably didn't, you saw him as a criminal was because you are not benefiting directly. But the moment you begin to benefit directly from this criminal, then you begin to define the crime and say, it's not that bad. Do you know how many people that will never become senator if not for Tifnumbu? Do you know how many people that Tifnumbu has made governors? And at the same time, you are ignoring the part where you say, do you know how many millions of people that have become impoverished because of Tifnumbu? Majority of you don't even say that, do you? Yeah? And that is why in that contraption, right, it is so difficult to find or see genuine people with a real integrity in that contraption, because majority of them, right, what they condemn is not because they hate what they condemn. They only hate something that they are not benefiting from. Nigeria is a place where even those who are parading themselves as rich, educated, right, they are a piece of shit. Seriously. Majority of them, right, they only condemn something they are not benefiting from. The moment they have a chance of benefiting, they will change it. So start beginning to speak grammar. Oh, man. You see, the worst set of Nigerians are those who claim to be educated. They are the worst set of human beings ever. You can forgive illiterates. You can forgive those who are not educated. They say, well, it's because they are not really educated. Papa, you need to meet educated Nigerians when they are defending criminals, when they are defending absurdities, abnormalities. Papa, you go sit down, they wonder, say, or more. Hey, educated Nigerians, so supposedly educated Nigerians, they love their criminals differently. You see, Nigeria is a place where you will see supposedly educate. You see what education does, right? Education is meant to make you understand the consequences of actions and inactions, especially when it affects like lives of millions of other people. Education is supposed to kind of make you less selfish and more kind of like, intelligent enough to understand consequences of actions. Education. But in Nigeria, education makes people dumber. And it is intentional. It is intentional. It's not because they are dumb. No. They are dumb because of their selfishness. They are dumber because of their selfishness as well. Educated people, they will begin to speak grammar. My friend, you don't understand. Let me tell you something. You see, grammatically and then efficiently, astronomically, you don't understand. Listen, economically, strategically, technically, and that one, Kali, and all those nonsense, because they want to defend criminals. And there are those who convinces the illiterate, the uneducated, why they must do some certain things in favor of criminals. Then they will turn around and begin to tell you how illiterates are voting for criminals. They are voting for incompetent people. Meanwhile, guess those who are promoting the incompetent people? Educated people. They are here. You go online, go on social media, you will see doctorate degree. People who claim to be PhD holders, they are defending a certificate forger, a drug dealer. Where is your evidence? Can you prove this in court? All these things we are saying, can you prove it in court? My friend, you better watch your mouth. My friend, do you know that? Yeah. You see the problem. Lest should we blame the illiterates? Because, well, the illiterates possibly are more intelligent than the educated one, because most of the educated Nigerians are selfish, self-centered, so greedy that they are waiting for their own crumbs from these rogues. And they will say anything, they will do anything and everything to defend their crumb. Go online, go on social media, go and read them. PhD holders defending a certificate forger. Should be education supposed to be like something that those of you who are educated, you should be offended when you see rogues parading or presenting themselves for the position of leadership in your own country. You see, all over the world, educated people are the ones running the affairs of the country. In Nigeria, illiterates and criminals are those who are running things because they have educated people hired to explain it to people. Educated people want to be appointed as personal advisors, special advisors, senior special advisors, ministers, ambassadors, and blah, 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 blah. Whatever pays the bill. And that is why you have criminals in charge of that contraption. Criminals. People who have failed in everything. In their life, and they've failed. They join politics. They become governors. And then suddenly they become stupendously rich. They don't care about consequences of their actions in the lives of millions of people. Do you know how many people that Tinubu has made in this world? How many? The people that he made so that they could rob you. And they succeeded in robbing you, only to create poverty all around themselves so that the rest of you can depend on them. Isn't that what they have done? Policy-wise, would you say anywhere these guys have had the impact on your life, they have improved your lives? Any of them? Apart from the fact that you are praying to be given some money, some crumbs, so that you can have your own share. Typical Nigerian, a typical Nigerian is a potential criminal. If he is now educated, that even kind of like increase the possibility of his criminality, his cover up, speaking grammar, speaking English to cover up crimes. It's very much typical. They are not like, they are not somehow patriotic enough to understand that they do, but they just don't care. But to understand the consequences of robbing the people in the way these rogues have been doing it. But they have the chance of explaining it away for you. Say, I don't, let me explain something to you. Let me say, what do you want to explain? Get out of here. That is why you have somebody who was once, the Maja EFCC. We investigated Tinubu and his likes. But because of immunity, he couldn't put them in jail. But today, he's now using the position given to him by the same druggie to intimidate, citizens, to intimidate, a private citizen. So I'll put you in jail. I will arrest you. You have the police IG that released the armed robbers when he was commissioner or something in Kwara. Today is the police IG. Falsify his age, falsify his his recruitment time and the rest, just to stay extra 4 years as the police IG in Nigeria. Person will be say the police IG, who is a criminal, to cover up his crime, they have now started picking people up. Everyone that says you are a criminal, what you have done is a crime. This, then they started using the position to hunt people down. But they can't hunt the real terrorists down. That is another irony. They can track anybody to anywhere within hours. But they can track terrorists. Terrorists in Nigeria have become so emboldened, so established, that they are collecting ransoms through banks, bank transfer, and they are not traceable. But you said something about Tifnubu, the druggie. Go on, say something and see what will happen tomorrow morning. If they won't track you down and charge you for cyberbullying, you are cyberbullying somebody. Here you cyberbully IG of police. A OIG of police of Nigeria is cyberbullied because somebody said he is a criminal. The same thing. Oh, you are cyberbullying the national security advisor. Baba, hey, God damn it, man. And these are the guys who are like driving in convoys of different layers of security. Mean-looking security guy with guns. There are some of the guns you probably don't even believe exist. But they are intimidated by somebody who says something on social media. Low lives, low lives, man. Intimidated. What you said about me has given me a sleepless night. Really? No sleeping tablet, preteen. So that you can sleep, you mofo. You are working in a public office, committing different crimes that you kind of feel like it is legitimized. Therefore, right, you're intimidated by somebody who is living or sleeping in a bedroom apartment. Or face me, I slap you apartment somewhere. You that is guided by more than 100 security aides and all of you, right? You are intimidated by somebody on social media. You're cyberbullying me. Arrest the person. A complete shithole. So I'm waiting. I want to see more of Najatu and others. I like them kind of like going after people who are pretty much like outspoken like that, right? Those who are going to call your bluff to your face and say, do your worst. So that can make sense more. Anyway, we'll leave them with that. And let me show you something. We are talking about the possibility. People have kind of, offered different ideas on how to possibly resolve these Nigeria differences. I belong to the group that says, let us kind of have a conversation around how to break up this contraption peacefully. I belong to that group. There are others who believe that they should restructure Nigeria along ethnic, tribal, region, this and that, so that everybody can run their own affairs. And there are others who believe that, no, we need to create more states to accommodate everyone. So all these ideas, they are parts of the states of disagreement with the current state of Nigeria. It shows that majority don't really want this contraption as it is currently. That if they have their way, they will want it in a different way. Maybe your way, maybe my way. My way is to peacefully break everything up, make everybody just go their separate ways. Then others were like, let's do restructuring where everybody can control their own affairs, blah, 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 blah. So some are even saying, let's do regionalism. Let's go back to 1963. But others who are pushing for state creation, the current states, they have 36 states in Nigeria right now, which means they have 36 governors, 36 deputy governors, 36 state house of assembly, and 774 local government areas. And out of these 36 states in Nigeria, economically, only 12 or 11 of them can actually survive without the monthly Bambi Alaraba that they are sharing in Abuja. You understand, like, out of the 36 states in Nigeria, 11, just 11, can survive, be able to pay contractors, pay salaries, and exist without collapsing. Only 11. Out of the 11, across Nigeria, northern Nigeria, only 3 states from northern Nigeria can survive without the federal allocation. For every state that you have governor, they are not only paying themselves humongous salaries that they somehow wrote for themselves. Do you understand? Like, they pay themselves whatever they feel like, to the point that every one of them is paying himself a security vote, also based on whatever he desires. So they are bankrupted states in Nigeria. So some guys in the National Assembly are now proposing an extra 31 states as the solution to what they call the marginalization. So the following states are the states being proposed by the House of Representatives in Nigeria. Let me read them out. They have Benue, Ala states, to be created out of the current Benue state. Okun state from the current Kogi. Okura states from the current Kogi. Confluence states from the present Kogi. Akwa Agba states from Benue, South Senatorial District. Akwa states from the present Benue. Right? A 37th state, namely the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. So they have to call Abuja a state, not FCT only. This is the North Central, in the Middle Belt. In the Northeast, they are proposing Amana State from the present Adamawa, Katagum State from the present Bauchi, Savannah State from the present Borno, Muri State from the present Taraba. And then when you go to the Northwest, New Kaduna State and Gurara State from the present Kaduna, Tiga State from the present Kano, Kainji State from the present Kebbi, Gari State, Obina Gari State from the present Kano. In the Southeast, they are proposing Etiti State as the 6th state in the Southeast geopolitical zone, but more. Adada State from the present Enugu, Urachi State as the 6th state again, right, from the present Southeast zone. Olu State from the southeastern region of, I don't even know, okay. Then they have Aba States from the southeast eastern region of Nigeria. This is from the present Abia. Then they have another one in the south-south, they call it Niger Delta. Ogoja State from the present Cross River. Warri State from the present Delta. Bori State from the present Rivers. Obolo State from the present Rivers and Akwa Ibom. Southwest Yoruba Land. Toru Ebe states from the present Delta, Edo and Ondo. Ibadan State from the present Oyo. Lagoon State from the present Lagos. Lagoon, okay. Ijebu State from the present Ogun, Lagun State from the present Lagos State and Ogun. So that's like combination of both.